The U.S. has 35,000 forces in the region, two massive aircraft carriers, guided missile destroyers, and dozens of warplanes at the ready. A massive offensive force, but also a target for Iranian missiles, especially those bases throughout the region.
Let's talk about the Strait of Hormuz. It's the world's most critical waterway for the global oil trade. And yeah, if this single waterway were to close for a prolonged period, that's exactly what we'd be looking at. So, how can one narrow passage have so much power? Let's dive into this critical choke point. Okay, so just how much energy are we talking about here? The numbers are pretty staggering. Get this, 16.7 million barrels of crude oil and condensate pass through here every single day. That means about a quarter of all oil that's shipped by sea has to pass through this one spot. And it's not just oil. We're also talking about nearly 1/5 of the world's entire supply of LNG. So where's it all going? Well, as you can see, the vast majority is heading straight for Asia. The Strait of Hormuz is the textbook definition of a strategic choke point connecting two larger bodies of water. And at its narrowest point, the strait is only 21 miles wide, squeezed between Iran and Oman. But get this, the shipping lanes themselves are just 2 miles wide each way. Talk about a bottleneck. This geography makes ships incredibly vulnerable to all sorts of attacks, from mines to missile strikes. So does a country like Iran need a full naval blockade to cause problems? Not even close. In fact, words alone can do the trick. Just the threat of a closure can be enough to cause chaos. And they have plenty of options: fast boats, drones, sea mines, even GPS jamming to disrupt traffic. Okay, let's talk about the nightmare scenario. What if it actually did close completely? The economic fallout would be immediate. You can see it here. Oil prices could more than double. Nations would scramble for what's left. It would trigger, and I'm quoting an expert, the mother of all bidding wars. And here's the real kicker. The world's backup supply from the Gulf would be totally sealed off. So, is there a plan B? Can any country just bypass the strait? For some, yes. For others, no. Take a look. Saudi Arabia and the UAE have built some backup pipelines that can bypass the strait. But countries like Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, and even Iran itself have no real alternative route for their exports.